Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show, partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. This is MTM.
And you're not Drew.
I am not Drew.
We get Aaron today.
We do.
Woo!
I am your fill-in host for the week, Aaron Larison. You got one of the two Larisons.
One of the two Larisons.
We'll take it. Thanks so much for being here, man.
My pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity every week. And I apologize last week to you and to our viewers for having to push it back to Wednesday last week. But we're back on schedule on Monday. But obviously, Mr. Larison is busy.
He is off doing lots of things. He's at a very cool conference, and so that means you and I get to hang out. And we've got producer Heidi, who's pushing all the buttons, doing all the stuff. And before I forget, you know who else is doing stuff is Robert Miller and Son Furniture, presenting we got to make sure we pay the bills here, but presenting the remarkable Sizzlin' Summer Savings Event at Robert Miller and Son from now until the end of August, which is not that much more
right
time.
around the corner.
Right around the corner. You can enjoy an incredible 30% off of all in-stock items and 25% off of special orders when you make a purchase using cash, check, card, whatever. Any method. Make your way to Robert Miller and Son today and give your home a stylish upgrade without straining the budget. You can visit them now at 1540 East Boulevard, Suite A, Kokomo. Let the savings begin. And I was in there not too long ago. They've got good stuff.
Can you trade in children for furniture?
You could try. Joel and the team over there, man,
Talk about creative financing.
Absolutely.
We'll see. Anyway.
No, they've got great stuff, and I will tell you what, they had tons of stuff that's super discounted, and
awesome.
I went over to do a little bit of work over there, and I was like making my list on the way of
well, yeah, 30%, but even to have 25% on special orders, I mean, that's kind of unheard of too. So
don't get me talking about
guys.
Their Smith Brothers line. Oh, I love it so much.
There you go.
How you doing? What did you do this
I'm doing
weekend?
great. Oh my gosh, what didn't I do this weekend? So big time, and I attended the Kokomo Post Sports Game of the Week, Kokomo versus Leo.
Yes.
And those
what a game, right?
Weren't there physically or weren't tuned in to the Kokomo Post Sports missed an incredible comeback by the Kokomo Wildcats with less than 2 minutes to go, and to pull it off with not last second, but might as well have been last second touchdown to go ahead and win. Just incredible. They were down the entire game, and folks had kind of written them off, but never say never. That's the beauty of Friday Night Lights, man.
Pretty good start to that season. Big shout out to our Kokomo Post Sports creators. Jay, Molly, Drew, we're all out there having so much fun.
Buzzing up and down the sidelines.
Absolutely. We've got some incredibly fun content. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out at thekokomopost.com, or you can check it on all our social media channels. Lots of TikToks that came out of that. Just
nice.
So much fun. Just great to have. There's this, and I think we talked about it. There's this weird lull in the summer where there are just not a ton of sports, and this is such a sports town.
Oh yeah.
It just feels right to have it back in the groove. So
you betcha. It's a beautiful
super
night.
Exciting.
But then Saturday moved my third kid back into college, so it took to help my daughter get situated down at University of Indianapolis, and then headed up the east side of the state to the JV game against Leo. So Kokomo, when they're home versus the school that night on Friday, the JV plays the same school, but there. And my son's playing football there, so scrambled up there, but made it back in time for an incredible concert down in the park. Mike Milligan and Steam Shovel celebrating their 30th anniversary of bringing the blues, not just to Kokomo, but to the entire Midwest. So very cool to spend the evening with him and his family down at the park, and all those other shovel heads that came down to share the love and support for Mike and those guys.
You talk about, just a talented musician, but also just an all-around great guy.
Yeah.
Truly, I think we've talked about it on the show before, but Mike was, when I moved here and I was just a fresh-faced, like a dum-dum out of college, and I didn't know anybody, Mike really helped me to get the lay of the land, introduced me to people, encouraged me when I was just figuring out how to be a journalist. He loves Kokomo.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he loves Kokomo, and he works at Pettit Park School through the Kokomo schools, helping out there. But then also is instrumental on one of the biggest fundraisers that is musically themed. The Rockers for Knockers. I guess this is the 16th. This will be the 16th year that they've had that in October. So coming up, folks, don't miss it.
And he has raised a ton of money for breast cancer research just along the years through that. So cool event. Cool guy. Yep. Well, good weekend.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Good weekend. Well, we similarly, we kicked it off with the game and kind of rode it through. We had a bridal shower that I got to go to for one of our team members. We're so excited for her. So that was great. Did some family stuff. Just an all around, it was a good weekend. And,
awesome.
And after, we're in like second summer now.
Yes.
I mean, like, and I don't hate it because I know everybody maybe complains a little bit about the heat or whatever, but in like 5 minutes, it's going to be so cold and dreary. So I'm hanging on to it. With some pool time.
Because really, summer isn't over till September 21st. So
theoretically.
We've still got time.
I don't know.
According to the moon.
Kokomo, she'll throw you some curveballs too. Because I never know. If I think that we're done, I think we're on the sunset of heat. She'll just mess with you. So
and that carries into November and sometimes even early December.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck?
Yeah. So we were in the pool this weekend.
Good.
And I'm into it.
Perfect place to be.
So what's going on around City Hall?
City Hall, what are we doing? We're still finalizing things for budgets. You talked about Drew being away at a conference. Myself and the controller and city attorney will be heading down to the Association of Indiana Municipalities Ideas Summit, which is kind of like our the association's annual conference as well. So 3 days sharing ideas with other mayors and municipalities and their staffs down there, as well as gaining some additional resources that may be applicable or could be used up here in Kokomo. So
got it.
Hopefully we'll come away with some good ideas.
What is an example of like an idea that you came away from that conference previously?
Last year, it was what I'm trying to think, because it was something that we're still trying. Road maintenance. There was a different type of paving machine that was introduced, and fortunately, our street superintendent had also got information on that at the road school that they have for his group.
Road school, got it.
Yep. So was able to kind of look into that. Some of it was also revitalization of data and the acquisition of buildings and such, and knowing that I have had my eye on the Warren's Auto Parts facility, and we're working toward that. Just some of the other financing tools that other communities have used. The one that they were highlighted, I think, was some of the repurposing of things down in Richmond that the mayor and his staff have done down there. Otherwise, I can't remember. I'm just kind of sharing things. I mean, of course, at that point last year, we were buzzing about the battery plant and things, and so housing was also on everybody's mind, but ours especially. And again, talking about repurposing old buildings and such, and kind of what they call a BOT, or build, operate, and transfer. So the developer would buy the building, basically do the renovations, operate a little bit, and then transfer it to either the municipality or others. So that concept, bringing that back to Kokomo and looking at those.
Gotcha. Well, I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with this time. Good luck to that.
Thank you.
Love it. Well, I definitely want to know a little bit more. We got a press release today about Text My Gov. Tell me more.
Gov. So
tell me more.
Quick and easy. Oh, I like that. I will tell you more. Or was that a comma? Tell me, comma, more.
Yes. Tell me
more.
More, comma, more.
More. So yes, great new feature from our IT department, spearheaded by our controllers as well. So it's an app or an opportunity. Just text a keyword. Say again, about somebody's coming in and they want to know about if you have a municipal pool. And you just text the keyword pool, and then you automatically get a response that either has the number for the Parks Department, has the link to the website for Kokomo Beach, kind of the same way you can put restaurant, and then it'll get you information to the Welcome to Kokomo site or one of the chamber sites as well. And so it's a quick and easy reference. You can even put pothole in, and then it'll bring up that number for to report potholes.
Pothole hotline?
Pothole hotline.
Oh, my goodness.
Put, closure. And so it keys on keywords. I mean, even if you put, police, and if you wanted to leave, it'll probably give you the information on the 411 app or the non-emergency number to give information or anonymous tips for crime that may be witnessed. So,
gotcha. And so all of this is like AI done?
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Really excited. So trying to get people quick. I mean, and we're getting very close to, I think it's live, but we also have an interactive map for our trolleys that shows where they are on each of the 4 routes, so that those and it gives it to you in real time. So if you're waiting on a trolley and you think at the stop, it lets you know about how far out it is before it arrives to where you may be. That's we're
awesome.
making everything easy to navigate Kokomo, to know about Kokomo, to experience Kokomo. And so kudos to IT and controllers for the new text app,
very cool.
Our transit department for the interactive trolley map, and Kokomo Police for the 411.
I love it. And so then what do people need to do to get started? How do they use it?
I'm trying to think. I believe it's on the App Store. I didn't grab the information before I left, so I apologize.
Gotcha.
You can probably go to our Facebook page or to the city's website and can get information on how to set that up, or the number. I guess it's not an app. It's the number that you can text.
I got you. There you go.
You can keep in your contacts and pull that up. And
perfect. Well, the number I just dropped in the chat, but it is 765-470-4055.
Perfect.
And then there's a whole ton of keywords, and we'll have a piece out about it a little bit
awesome.
later
Appreciate
this afternoon. But tons of keywords that you can text. It looks like if I want to know like Kokomo Beach schedule, I can just text Kokomo Beach. That's amazing.
Isn't it great?
It really is. We were on the phone the other day with I don't know. I can't even remember what company it was, but we were asking if, I don't know, if something like came with our rental. I don't remember what it was. But it was like, it sounded like a true human, and it answered our questions like a person. It did not sound like some sort of like weird computer. They're getting smart.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Scary.
They're getting smart. Oh, man. Well, hey, you know what else is smart is our audience. And
yes,
so
they are.
If you guys have questions for the mayor, I should have said this at the top of the show, but if you've got questions for the mayor, drop them into the chat. He will answer them live. And you guys know every single Monday we put out a post. We call for questions. We've got a few of them for you, but we'd love to interact with you guys live as well. So if you want to know anything, drop it right in the chat. So the Lexi's Drink Barn Ask the Mayor segment partnered with Lexi's Drink Barn. I will also say double fisting.
There it is.
There is.
Is that a marshmallow Coke? Because I knew last week I said that I was going to bring marshmallow Cokes in, and luckily Drew isn't here. Otherwise, I'd really be in trouble. So
I really can't believe you haven't had one though. Like I don't feel good
that's
about.
Terrible.
Like you're leading our city. And I just get it together. That's like one of our namesakes. I would also want to know from our audience.
I realize it, but yes,
I know.
I need to experience the marshmallow Coke.
Like, shame him, Kokomo, for not having had a marshmallow Coke. Do you like sweet things though? Do you like?
Yeah,
not sweet too.
Not real sweet though. I mean, I do, but not all. So I don't know if I could do a whole. Well, I don't know. I do vanilla Cokes, and those are pretty sweet too. So I guess it's just maybe a flavor thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. Coke Zero, and then you put the marshmallow on top, and then you end up with like a marshmallow. It's the marshmallow ice.
Well, sure.
That's what does it for me. So, anyway, you've got to check that out at Lexi's Drink Barn. They've got a location up on North Washington, another one on Markland. It is our favorite place to get a fountain beverage. Also, fantastic new fancy coffees.
One of which is the Drew. So there's, again, like we always say, there's two Drew drinks.
And okay, so when I'm producing, I always laugh at you guys and roll my eyes that like they would really know that. We pulled up today, and another member of our staff also gets the same drink as Drew, the same soda. And I started to say what this drink was, and the woman knew all of our orders, including mine, which is just like, it's like a medium Coke Zero. She knew. And I started to say this other order, and she goes, "Oh, it's Drew's. I know his. Can't believe he drinks 44 ounces." I mean, she was on it. So.
That's awesome.
44 ounce sugar-free vanilla Coke Zero. Mm-hmm. Delicious. But fancy coffees too, so you got to check those out. They've got all kinds of new stuff. They've got lattes. They've got espresso drinks, and keep your eye out for an upcoming episode of the Kokomo Post mini tries, because Bree and I got to road test some of those, and you got to see. You got to see.
Even little foodies?
Little Foodies did not. Okay. Let me tell you, Little Foodies wants to, my kids on Little Foodies, they really want to do Lexi's, because my husband took them there. Drew took them there and got them it's a drink with marshmallow on it.
Well,
also.
There you go.
It's like a Sprite, like a green Sprite. And then on top of it is marshmallow. I don't even know what it's called, but it is my son's very favorite thing.
I think it's called like the Green Dragon or something.
Oh.
It might be. It's like
nature.
Yeah, it's like green. Maybe it is Green Dragon. I don't even know, but I know I was debating whether to get coffee pre-church at Lexi's or at a different establishment, and my son jumped up and down and said, "We have to go to Lexi's." He said, "It'll be the best day of my life if we can go to Lexi's."
Simple pleasures. Simple pleasures.
Yes, it's the marshmallow, man. It's the marshmallow. Anyway, so go to Lexi's, check it out, get any of those 92 beverages we just said.
Either the Drew or the Dragon.
Yeah, the Drew. Maybe it'll be the Jude. I don't know.
Because the Jude Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Jude the Dude. All right, we're going to kick it off. Coming on Facebook, Hannah asks, why did you tar the trails? Because my $80 shoes are ruined now because I didn't see it quick enough.
Why did we what?
Why did you tar the trails? Trails are tarred.
Oh, we were... I know they were out doing some maintenance to the trails, so maybe that was it. There may have been some crack sealant that was put down that maybe they didn't identify was there and wet. But I know that there's been some maintenance performed on areas of the trails recently. So
is that
apologize.
Similar? Like when that happens, is that similar to like we repainted the road and then yellow paint splashed on a car? Like what happens then? Yeah, I've always wondered that.
I know. Yeah, and if there's cones and such, folks can file a tort claim. I don't know.
Can you file a tort claim for shoes?
Probably.
Hannah, there you go.
I would think, but yeah. So sorry about that. I mean, hopefully, I wouldn't think there would be large sections. It may have just been a strip, but you're right. It probably is sunny as it was, and yeah. So sorry. We try to do our best to maintain the trails, to keep them smooth and in great shape, and unintended consequences, so I apologize.
Totally get it. Next question coming from Pam on Facebook. The bridge on East Carter that turns into 50 North, it's closed. Why?
The bridge that turns into 50 North is, I know there's one on west of 931. I'm trying to think if there's one east of 931. I don't know, because that was not on my radar, so I'm not sure. If it's bridges specifically, now the county maintains all the bridges in Howard County, even the ones inside the city limits. But I didn't, and I was even with them this morning. They didn't mention that there was anywhere. We were talking about a different bridge, but I don't know, but I can find out. I now have the highway superintendent's number, thanks to Ms. Larison.
On it.
So I gotta find out. Sorry, Pam.
That's okay. We'll look for that answer next week. This one's coming from Donald on Facebook. What do you think is the most pressing problem facing the city right now?
Housing.
I knew you were going to say that.
Housing, you can also look at it as well, the homelessness. There's still those that are wandering their ways just off the trails or along some of the railroad tracks or back in some of the woods. And a lot of those folks, even though there's resources and facilities available when we've addressed those in the past, it's just they consciously don't want the help or assistance or the facilities that are, I mean, the rules come with that. There's, restrictions or, expectations. And so a lot of times those folks don't want to abide by, some of the rules and such that programs or facilities have. And so therein lies that kind of, but the main problem or main challenge right now is housing. We were behind on our housing inventory before the announcement of the battery plant a year ago, May. But now that is exasperated because of the number of people that are coming to work at the battery plant and its suppliers. And so we are working diligently every day to stay in contact or to make contact with the potential developers and try to link them with or hook them up with property owners to hopefully work out a deal and work with them also to get some much needed facilities up, mainly multifamily, which are the same as apartments or condo styles, multiple condo styles for those, because those are quicker to get larger numbers available. And so that's probably the biggest challenge that we're facing right now.
Well, and so we've talked about that every week. Is there any movement? What have we seen maybe in the last 2 to 3 months? What has happened through all of those talks?
Again, getting potential developers that are in a better position than others to develop or to build the housing that we need. So there's been design work done by those potential developers showing the units that are available, but then also after getting them connected or to the property owners, because the city doesn't own properties that are available in large acreage. We just own individual lots throughout the city, either through the blight elimination project or process or commissioner sales, but larger parcels that you can put many units on after they're connected is just the negotiation for the purchase of the land, and then their due diligence on looking at numbers and costs and the potential financing.
Gotcha. So. And what are, I'm assuming there's some tax abatements or some things like that are like, what does that look like on the city's end? Yeah.
So a lot of it is because with residential type of housing, we can't use the typical tax abatements like you would for commercial deals,
right.
And such. But we look at,
I guess I'm thinking
waiving
like
building fees.
Yeah.
There's site-specific TIF districts, so that as that develops, because there's usually infrastructure that's needed with storm sewers or hookups, even water and other utilities. So the increment that we would experience off of those can be put back in for additional development of the maintenance of the increase of those structures, sometimes even as incentive dollars to go back towards the developer as they continue to develop. So tools on residential type of development are more limited than with commercial,
sure,
along the lines of abatements, and that's just statute-wise.
Yeah. All right. And this is the last one I have.
Okay.
And it's
light today.
I know it is pretty late. Remember last week we had just a gajillion.
8.
I know,
Yeah,
so many. It's sometimes it'd be like that,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This question is from me on right here. So what?
Thanks
do you
for
think?
tuning in.
Yeah, long time watcher, second time hoster. What do you think? I really do want to know this. What do you think the Kokomo's biggest strength is?
Our biggest strength.
Mm-hmm.
From what I think, part of the reason the joint venture Stellantis and Samsung chose Indiana, and most specifically Kokomo versus the others, was the workforce. The reliable and skilled workforce that Kokomo has in the manufacturing industry, but then also the potential for upskilling of that same workforce. And so the people. I mean, that not just the work that they perform, but the way we continue to support each other and really work together. I think the cohesiveness of city and county government that's been experienced in the last 3 years or so has been a strength. Our ability then, with city, county, and the alliance to work with the state, that team approach has been beneficial. The regional approach with our county partners in the North Central Indiana Regional Partnership of Howard, Cass, Tipton, Miami, Fulton, and Clinton, that cohesiveness is where we saw the most success in our READY application. I mean, so just the way not only folks work at their jobs, but the way we work together and support each other as well, I think is definitely one of our strengths.
Well, follow up. Why is that atypical? Is that not normal for government?
From what we hear, I mean, it's, you hear, I mean, I think, was it Lawrence or Lawrenceburg, whatever, that the mayor and the city council just settled their legal dispute because the mayor was suing the city council because he felt they were overstepping their authority. I mean, and you hear that the council may not support the initiatives of the mayor, or the mayor doesn't want to listen to the council. In the same way, with certain developments or things that are going on, the city and county don't necessarily trust the work of the other, and even though some may disagree on issues, they don't agree to disagree and continue to move forward like we have here in Kokomo and Howard County. And so, I mean, yes, we've heard that not only from representatives of the joint venture, specifically Stellantis, but other developers as well, and saying, wait a second, your process on getting something rezoned or classified, or the permitting process and everything, it goes, it sounds like it goes so much quicker and smoother than in other areas is unheard of. I mean, so yeah, we like to think we're, a little more special, and we not only know how to move at a better pace than some of the other communities, and now folks are starting to experience that. But I mean, we're, I think, making it a better and more attractive place to do business, knowing that we've got more coming in.
Teamwork. That's
Teamwork.
what I'm hearing.
Makes the dream work.
Makes the dream work. I love it. Well, that's all the questions we have for this week. If you guys are catching this on a rebroadcast, feel free. You can drop a question for next week in the chat below. You can always look at Monday mornings. We'll put a post out on all of our platforms. Call in for questions. So if there's anything that you want to know, anything that just bugs you, anything you've just always wanted to know, feel free to drop it in there. Or you're always welcome to email me, because I'm usually behind the camera, but you can email me at aaron@thekokomopost.com, and I will make sure that I get that question added to our queue as well.
Good deal.
Mr. Mayor, one of my favorite parts of the show. Do you have a dad joke for us?
I do. Actually, I was hoping Jude was going to be here after school, because I was going to have a vegetable joke for him.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He did. So he's like really, as you know, really into the dad jokes. He called my sister-in-law and gave her a whole series of jokes that none of them made any sense, but he just thought they were so funny. And then he did his famous pizza joke, which is, never mind, it's too cheesy. Yeah. And then proceeded to Jude-splain it to her. So
I love the Jude-splain.
He was like, it's too cheesy. That means it's funny. Yeah, Megan, it's too funny for you. It's too funny. I can't even tell you the joke because it's so funny. Because cheesy means funny.
Well, tell him I was going to tell him that vegetable one, but I won't, because it's too corny.
There it is. I can't wait.
Just for you, Jude.
Call somebody else and Jude-splains that to them. That's a good joke. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show, partnered with Robert Miller & Son Furniture. We'll see you next time.
See you, Kokomo.